Hello everyone, I'm Stephen West, this is Philosophize This. Attention was, for Simone Weil, an absolutely crucial skill to develop if you were going to live life in a way that wasn't at the mercy of other forces in the world around you. Just learning the proper way to direct your attention. Not only can it change your life, it can change the lives of the people around you, and then with that it can go on to change the world and then the course of human history along with it. Consider for a second just how important the way we pay attention really is. Not only does the quality of the attention that you have dictate every experience that you ever have, but even more important than that, your attention also dictates which experiences are even possible for you to experience. For example, someone invites you out to a get-together with some friends. A social meetup, let's call it. Now, most of the people going to this meetup, you're cool with. But then there's that one guy that's going. And he's a guy that, well, now that you think about it, maybe top 2, top 3 dumbest people you've ever laid eyes upon. He's the absolute worst. You really don't want to go to this thing, but your friend asked you to go, so you go anyway. And when you do, almost like magic, that person is horrible, as usual, and you end up having the negative experience that you were expecting to have going into it. Now contrast this situation with some other day of the week, totally different meetup, different people, and this one, at the start of it, you know it's going to be boring. Again, you don't want to go, but this time you decide you're going to channel a little Nietzsche, a little amor fati, accept that which is necessary. This time you're going to go to the meetup, and you're going to just be open to the experience, whatever happens. You do this, and then again, magically, sometimes in a spot like this, you end up surprising yourself. You end up getting something surprisingly useful out of a situation you otherwise thought you'd hate. Simone Weil might want to ask at this point, what was different about these two approaches? And before any of you out there in your open-toed sandals start talking about the power of positive thinking, no, nobody willed themselves into being positive in the second meetup. If anything, Simone Weil would say, you did less the second time around. You just decided to remove some of the baggage that you were bringing to the first get-together. No, the big difference really, when you think about it, was that at the second meetup, you were just more open to a different kind of experience being available to you. In other words, your attention was different. In the second meetup, you were far more prepared to be receptive to an entirely different read on the situation. Kind of embarrassing because of how basic it may seem, but this was a concept that actually hit me pretty hard when I first read Simone Weil years ago. The idea that a different experience of everything you do is available to you right now, all around you, almost like a radio station that's constantly broadcasting a show that you're not currently tuning into, and that at any moment you can tune into that station. You can just choose to be open to a different kind of experience. That's a real possibility. On the other hand, though, you can also choose to just never be open to any experience that you're not arriving at by default. And then you can spend the rest of your life only having your default perception of things and the first thing that bubbles up into your head. That's a real possibility too. There's a sense in which that experience, where you got something profound out of something that otherwise could have been boring, that experience was always possible for you to have. But unless if you were willing to tune into that specific frequency, for all intents and purposes, that experience doesn't exist in your world. And here's the really important part: at the deeper levels of her philosophy, that experience was impossible for you to ever receive until you were open to receiving it.